Good morning, everybody. This is Damon Bond of Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate broker in the states of Connecticut and New York. Hope everybody's well. Today is September 6th, 2018. It is a Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, September 5th. I'm one day ahead of myself. Today is Wednesday, September 5th, 2018. It is Wednesday, as I said before. Oh, boy. If you have any questions, please email me at dbond011@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. You can always give me a call or text 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123. I hope everybody's doing well today. Welcome to Real Talk, where we talk about real estate issues that can affect you or someone you love or care about or whatever. Just some informal information here. And I will answer all your emails and phone calls and texts that you give me. Marcus, out there, brother, I emailed you. So if you see this, I emailed you. Sorry, the Labor Day weekend and whatnot, doing a lot of running around. Businesses, keep me busy, but I did email you this morning. All right, just to let you know. So anyway, today I want to have a very candid discussion about Section 8. What is Section 8? How can Section 8 be beneficial to landlords? How can Section 8 having a Section 8 tenant be beneficial to your properties? What does it entail? Things like that. So basically, this is for property owners, tenants yourselves, if you're doing Section 8, and even real estate professionals as well, because there's a lot of misnomers and misconceptions about Section 8. So I want to have a very, very candid and frank discussion with it. I was contracted with a city a few years ago to be the Section 8 liaison broker, if you will, because they were tearing down a project. So these individuals had to find, homes outside of the projects, the public housing, which was being torn down. Any case, you have a lot of people, real estate professionals who've been in the business for a long time, and they say and do things that can violate fair housing law. Not just in the states, well, especially in Connecticut and New York, because that's where I'm based, but other parts of the country. First of all, what Section 8 is, Section 8 as a program is a federal housing program that states and cities, I should say, coordinate. And by the way, if I'm off kilter a little bit, just work with me here, okay? But anyway, so for example, here, in Bridgeport, you have different municipalities that control the Section 8, if you will. So there's, Section 8 office in Bridgeport, Section 8 office in Stratford, Section 8 office in Stamford, so on and so forth, right? So each municipality has a Section 8 office. Some are bigger than others, depends where you go. Bridgeport's gonna be bigger because it's the largest city. Hartford's gonna be big. Stratford, which is a neighbor suburb of Bridgeport, is gonna be little. In New York City, you have Section 8 for the 5 boroughs. Okay, each borough has a Section 8 office, and for New York City. In Mount Vernon, Section 8 office in Mount Vernon's. Actually, let me check that. I think Westchester, there's a Section 8 office in Westchester because Westchester's everything so centralized, and then they give the thing, there's an office in Mount Vernon and so forth. So that's a little bit different, but you get the concept though, without the nuances. So anyway, and the purpose of Section 8 is, if you will, is unfortunately public housing. There's a waiting list for public housing. So if you were to apply for public housing, let's say this very day, September 5th, right, you could be on up to a 2-year waiting period to get into public housing. So in order to alleviate the shortage of public housing, what happens is Section 8 offices, Section 8 municipalities in various cities and towns and others will allow the tenants to get a voucher. Okay, this voucher basically says here, we'll take care of either all the rent or a portion of the rent. All right, if this tenant if your apartment passes, which I'll discuss momentarily, and they could live in your apartment. All right, so that's the deal. So depending on what town and municipality you live in, the vouchers vary from place to place. All right, so let's say, for example, if you're in the Bronx, right, your Section 8 voucher, will be good anywhere, okay? Anywhere, literally in the country, but if you want to, let's say you want to go to Mount Vernon, right? They have to adjust the cost of thing or whatever rent, or the fair market value for rents. So it could be more, it could be less. I'm not 100% certain. So, if you, or vice versa, if you decide to go to from Mount Vernon, you want to be close to the city. You want to be close to your work. So you go to the Bronx or something like that, or you live in Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, Harlem, or something like that, Washington Heights. Then once again, your voucher will be adjusted accordingly. So I'm trying to think of the name they give it, but basically out your voucher or something like that. And all that is, it just transfers. But you could do that here. For example, here in Bridgeport, you have a Section 8 voucher. If you want to live in a different town, right? If you live in Stamford or some other place, right? They're going to adjust accordingly because those places are more expensive than Bridgeport in terms of rent. So that's what it is. Now, Section 8 is the Section 8 will cover either the whole rent or part of the rent. So let's say, for example, you have a voucher for $1,000, right? That's how much Section 8 will cover, $1,000. The individual tenant can find an apartment more than $1,000, right? They can find apartment more than $1,000. If they do, though, they're responsible for the difference. So let's say they found an apartment for $1,500, right? Their voucher is good for a 2-bedroom, $1,000 a month. They found an apartment that they like much better, is $1,500, right? So Section 8 will cover $1,000, all right? And then it's up to you, the tenant, right? The prospective tenant, to come up with the other $500. That's the way that works. Now, here's what gets a lot of people in trouble, all right? Particularly those property owners that decides not to use a real estate agent or broker, and those individuals that are real estate agents and brokers, all right? So this is a message for everybody. I don't want to see anybody get in trouble and get their name, soiled through the mud. Section 8 is a lawful form of income. Meaning what? Meaning that you can't discriminate against because there's Section 8 tenants. Can't do that. Cannot not do that. I've seen, plenty of, realtors use something called the multiple listing service, right? That's how we input listings. That's how we change stuff. That's how we make appointments and everything. So is the Bible, if you will, without being blasphemous, is the Bible for real estate professionals. That's what we use. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen, and these are professionals. These are not professionals. We are professionals. These are experienced agents that will do this. These are people who've been in the business 20 years. Some of them are brokers, and they'll have, Section 8 not welcome. All right, for example, or Section 8's welcome. You can't put that in listing remarks. You can't do that. That's a violation. And you get in trouble for that. Your office, your brokers get in trouble for that. That is erroneous as saying, black people are welcome, or Hispanics are welcome, or white people are welcome, or, whatever it is. You just like how you wouldn't put those things, all right? You can't put those things there either because it is a lawful form of income. All right, that's what it is. It's a legal, lawful form of income. You can't discriminate against that. And like I said, there's a whole slew of reasons why people go on Section 8. A lot of people, and once again, I'm not going to get into the whole political, social aspect of Section 8. I'm just here to give you the facts. So, people have their feelings about Section 8. There's not this forum for that, okay? I mean, I do have my personal feelings, but it's not about this. It's about real estate and following the rules of the law. A lot of people assume that, Section 8 people are lazy, they get off the government or everything like this. And if that's your personal philosophy, that is fine. I'm not trying to discount that. I'm just saying what is prescribed by law. So that's misconception of you because you have veterans who are in Section 8. Yeah, you have veterans who are in Section 8. That's right. You have vets, who are on Section 8. In some cases, you have active military personnel who may be on Section 8. You have people who work. Okay, if you live in a high cost area, all right, and you do work, you have a full-time job, all right, but your full-time job and your part-time job don't make end meet. So yeah, that's what these things are for, if you will. So I'm just giving you the facts, if you will, not going into the politics and social commentary. In any case, that there's a perceived notion that the people will tear up the apartment and everything like this. Now, can you reject a Section 8 tenant? All right, yes, you can. Not because they're receiving Section 8. All right. So if you list an apartment, typically when you list an apartment, right, either through a realtor or even by yourself, typically there's several things you want. Number one, you want a security deposit, right? Whether it's 1 month or 2 months. Number two, you want references. Number three, you want, a job. Make sure they have a job. All right. Number four, you may want to do a criminal background check. You can. And number five, you are going to do a credit check, if you will. Those are the pretty much 5 standards, right? If not the 5 standards, the bare minimum is job, references, and credit check, right? Those like the bare 3, if you will. So yes, it's okay for you. Of as long as you do it for everybody, I can't do it for one and not, and none for all. It has to be everybody. So if you're going to do that credit check, make it for everybody. Okay? Criminal check, make it for everybody. Work and whatnot, make it for everybody. Just don't do one person. Make it for all. That way you won't get in trouble. So yes, you can reject a Section 8 applicant because they do have low credit. So if your credit criteria is you want at least 700 credit score, right? And you have a Section 8 person who comes in and he or she has a 650 credit score, yes, you can reject them because you already set what your criteria was. And it's better to say, yeah, I'm looking for 700 or better, because I don't like it when they say good credit required, because good credit can mean, different things to different people. In my opinion, anything, if you could qualify for a mortgage and in the bare minimum you need to qualify for mortgage 620, to me that's good credit. Okay, somebody else may say, nah, 700 is good credit. So that's very, very, very subjective. So it's better to just give a solid number, right? So you can do that. If something comes up in a criminal report and you don't like it, yes, you can reject them. That's the grounds for rejection. Now, for the landlords, if you have a Section 8 tenant, if you want to do a Section 8 tenant, right, then the city or the town, the municipality in which they're getting their voucher from, they're going to do an inspection of the property, right? They're going to do an inspection of the property. When they do an inspection of the property, they're going to check certain things, right? If it passes, then the tenant can move in, all right? If it fails, they say, okay, tenant can't move here because, you got to do X, Y, and Z to the place, right? Now, up to that point, you can be like, okay, well, these are repairs I don't feel like taking care of, right? So just because your apartment, your house, whatever it is, your dwelling, fails Section 8 inspection, right, doesn't mean it's inhabitable. That's why some landlords don't want Section 8. They don't want Section 8 tenants, but not because of the tenants, they're fine. It's just that the program can, at times, be very bureaucratic, very cumbersome, a lot of paperwork's involved, and sometimes they just don't want to deal with that. So let's say if you have a wall plate that's missing, right, or something like that, covering a socket or something like that, they will fail you. Now, we'll pay, you go to Home Depot and get an electric cover for 30 cents, literally, a plastic sheet cover for 30 cents, but something like that. If I've seen little things, if you will. So it doesn't mean the apartment is not, habitable. It just is little things they pick at, if you will. So if they do that, then it's your right to say, like, okay, yeah, I don't want to bother with it anymore. I don't want to, go on with it any longer. That is your right. So going from there, if you do, then they come in. Now, once you have a Section 8 tenant, they have to move in. They every year they do an inspection. They have to certify that the place is habitable, so they do a yearly inspection. And this is for landlords and whatnot, if the place doesn't pass inspection, right, they're going to stop giving you your money. And they're going to stop giving you money until the place passes inspection. Now, you can't kick a tenant out because you're not getting money from Section 8 Housing Authority. You can't do that, right? You're going to be in big trouble for that. You can't do that. Cannot do that, right? So I recommend if you, after the year or towards the year, the lease is up or what have you, if I was you, I would indicate to them that, no, you don't want this tenant any longer. Okay, which is fine. You don't renew their lease, which is fine. You could do that, right? You could do that as long as you let the people know, like 2 months in advance, 60 days in advance before the lease expires. That's fine. You can also ask for a rent increase as well. Yes, you can. You can ask for a rent increase, all right? Once again, you do this 2 months prior, 60 days prior to the expiration of the lease, right? So as long as you do these things, you'll be okay. So I hope this information was very helpful to you. There's so much more. I just wanted to give you a little, drop of what I was talking about. So if you have any questions, you can always email me at dbond011@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. dbond011@gmail.com. You can always give me a call, 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123. You could call or text. I will return, your emails. I will respond to emails. I will respond to your text, whatever it is. Leave a message, and I'll get back to you. So, once again, this is Damon Bond, a Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate broker in the states of Connecticut and New York. Hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, terrific day. Stay safe, please, and have a good day. Bye-bye.